Hi everyone! Today we are going to learn 11.8, which is surface area and volume of spheres. Words to know. A sphere. So what is a sphere? You can see here a sphere is a round solid, and within a sphere we have some vocab terms that might look similar to those of a circle. So we have a center, we have a radius inside a sphere, we also have a diameter inside a sphere. And finally, you can create chords inside a sphere. Surface area of a sphere. The surface area S of a sphere is surface area is equal to 4 times pi times r squared, where r is the radius of the sphere. So we are going to use this equation for the next couple problems to find surface area. Find the surface area of a sphere. All right, so if I look at my sphere here, I notice that the radius is 8. I know this is the radius because it gives me this diagram and shows me this marking here. Since I'm just looking at half of the total distance, I'm just looking at the radius. So I'm just going to plug r into my equation here. So surface area is equal to 4 times pi times radius squared. So 4 times pi times radius we know is 8, and I'm going to square that. All right, if I want to simplify this, 4 times 8 squared would give me 256 times pi. And I can simplify this even more by plugging this entire thing into my calculator using the pi button. And when I do that, I get 804.25. And I'm in inches. Since we're talking about area, I'm going to square that answer. Please practice plugging this into your calculator so you can see how I'm getting this number, especially rounding to the nearest tenth. We're still having a lot of problems with that on our homework, so kind of just look and see why I rounded that to 0.25. The surface area of a sphere is 30 pi square meters. Find the radius of the sphere. So this problem is different because right now it tells me what the surface area is, and the surface area is 30 pi. And surface area is equal to 4 pi times r squared. So if you look at this, you can see that we can easily solve for r. First thing, I notice that there's a pi on this side of the equal sign as well as this side, so that cancels out. So I'm left with 30 is equal to 4 times r squared. All right, to get r by itself, I need to divide by 4 on each side. So let's divide by 4. Divide by 4. And 30 divided by 4 isn't a pretty number. It gives me 7.5 is equal to r squared. Scroll down a little bit. But I still want to just find what r is. What is the radius? Right now we're radius squared. And to get r by itself, I have to do the square root. Square root. And I am left with 2.74 is equal to r, my radius. And that's my final answer. We have an ACT problem here. So the surface area of the sphere is 20.25 pi square centimeters. What is the diameter of the sphere? All right, so very similar to the last problem, except for this we're trying to find the diameter, not the radius. So surface area. All right, it tells us that the surface area is 20.25 pi centimeters squared. So 20.25 pi is equal to 4 pi times radius squared. Once again, I have a pi on this side and a pi on that side. They cancel. So 20.25 is equal to 4 times radius squared. Divide by 4 on each side. Divide by 4 on each side. So 20.25 divided by 4, that is going to give me approximately 5.0625. That's equal to r squared. And remember, I need to find the radius, not radius squared, so I need to square root this, and 2.25 is equal to the radius. Now if I look up here, I see that 2.25 is an answer choice. This is a trick question though, so remember we're trying to find the diameter, not the radius. And we know that diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. So all I need to do is just double this number. So 2 times 2.25 is equal to 4.5. And we're in centimeters. That is my answer. So if I go up to the top here, we see that as answer choice B. Next, we're going to talk about the volume of a sphere. So the volume, V, is equal to 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. All right, and once again, R is the radius. The radius of a sphere is 5 yards. We want to find the volume of the sphere and round our answer to 2 decimal places. So here is my equation. We know that the radius is equal to 5 yards. So I'm just going to plug that in for R. So 4/3 times pi times my radius, which we said was 5. And I'm going to cube that. I can just plug this right into my calculator. Be careful, this is a pi. Use the pi button. And when I do so, I end up getting 523.60. Please plug that in your calculator and see why I rounded it to 60. We're in yards. Since I'm talking about volume, I'm going to cube it. This is my final answer. And the last problem. The soccer ball has a diameter of 9 inches. Find its volume. We have to be careful here. They give us diameter. Diameter is not used in our equation. It's radius. So remember, diameter is equal to 2 times r. So we know the diameter is 9. We need to solve for the radius. So that just means I'm going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. And we end up getting 4.5 is equal to the radius. Now that I have the radius, I can plug that into the r in my equation. So here we go. 4/3 times pi times 4.5 cubed. Plug that right into your calculator, use the pi button, and you get 381.70. We're in inches, and I'm going to cube it. And that's it.